Good morning, I am Kevin Price. Delighted to be with you, talking to you about you and your business. You know, one of the big businesses here in the great city of Houston is entertainment and sports itself. This is a true sports town and really becoming more so over the years. And I think one of the hallmarks of a great sports town or a sports city is whether or not it can attract a bowl game for after the college football season. I've got Jamey Rootes, who, among other things, he's president of the Houston Texans. And fortunately for you, Jamey, I'm not going to talk about the Texans today.
Thanks for the reprieve, Kevin.
You're welcome. You get enough of that there in the rest of the week. But instead, we're going to talk about what I think is exciting, which is the Texas Bowl. I'm looking forward to being there. I've gone to several of them over the last few years. But it's a great event. First of all, tell us a little bit about its history and welcome, as always, to the program.
Oh, Kevin, thank you. And we got into this about 8 years ago. Houston had a bowl game previously, several names, EV1.net Bowl, the GalleryFurniture.com Bowl. But really, a struggling enterprise. We're asked by the conferences if we would step in and carry the game forward. And we decided to do it. I mean, one of our hallmarks, or one of our principles as an organization, if there are ways we can do great things for Houston, we want to step in and do that. And the results have been, really pretty strong. Over that 8-year period, we're the sixth best attended non-BCS bowl game with over 61,000 fans. A tribute to the local buyers. We have great football fans in this region and have had tremendous local support. Over 20,000 seats sold locally before our teams are announced each year.
Wow.
And it's a lot. Well, it's allowed us to do some great work in the community. We've raised over $500,000 for DePelchin Children's Centers, and the projected economic impact is $30 million a year. So bringing people in from the outside, they not only deliver economic benefit, but get a chance to be exposed to Houston, and hopefully they spread the word of what a great town this is.
You got to get one more week of football in anyway, so that's always good as well. Now, one of the things I've noticed in the past is a great tie-in to a Texas school. A lot of times I'll see Texas Tech, and I noticed this year it's going to be Syracuse and Minnesota. What do you think? What kind of effect is that going to have?
Well, that's a good point, Kevin. I mean, when you're the Texas Bowl, it's a priority for us to try to get a Texas team in. We can. We've had Texas Tech, we've had Texas A&M, TCU, Houston, Rice, a number of local schools. This year, Syracuse and Minnesota. You have positives and negatives. The fact that they're not a local school in Syracuse or Minnesota challenge, but you're bringing more people in from the outside. And last year, our television ratings for the Texas Bowl were our highest ever, with a 3.4 national rating. And having Syracuse in the game brings the New York market into the mix. And so great exposure for our community and an opportunity for us to take a step forward with the game prior to next year when we become a Big 12 SEC game, and really in the sweet spot of what our fans are looking for here in Houston.
Okay, Big 12 SEC, is that what you said?
Yeah, that's our 2014 matchup. It's a 6-year relationship, and we'll move a couple of selection positions higher, and an opportunity to maybe have even more compelling matchups for the fans. This is all really a building process. We've said from the beginning, as we've been asked, where do you head from here? Well, the ladder of success is best climbed by stepping on the rungs of opportunity. And this past spring, summer, an opportunity presented itself for us to become Big 12 SEC. We snatched it, and now it's incumbent upon us to present it in a world-class fashion and show that we deserve that opportunity as a community.
What is the tie-in now, Jamey?
Right now we are Big 12 and Big 10. So our Big 10 team this year, Minnesota, an 8-4 team who really had a good year in the Big 10, signature wins over Nebraska and Penn State. And on the Big 12 side, they did not have enough teams to fill down to our selection position, which made us an at-large bowl, which gave us the opportunity to scour the landscape. Fortunately, we found another BCS conference that had an available team in the ACC, and that's our Syracuse team, who went 4-4 in the ACC and had some great wins. Ended the season 3-0 3-5 down the stretch, including a great victory over BC. So two programs that are in a good place today and certainly look to be on the rise, and their fan bases are excited about what they've been doing.
You didn't have enough options with Big 12. Was that because there was too many invitations that were out, or was that because there wasn't enough qualifiers?
Well, there weren't enough qualifiers, combined with the fact that the Big 12 put two teams into the BCS mix. Oklahoma also went up, and so that took one team out of the mix of the bowls that are aligned with the Big 12, and that was a result of Northern Illinois' loss in the MAC championship on Friday night. They would have been the other BCS participant, but since they dropped out of the mix, Oklahoma was a replacement, and so left us in an open position.
Yeah. I tell you what, a lot of disruption there that last week, wasn't there?
Well, I tell you watch a lot of college football the last couple of weeks of the year, that's for sure.
Yeah, Fresno State, Northern Illinois, a lot of just bizarre, and of course Auburn, the biggest story of all. Wow, just incredibly crazy. So do you know what rank those teams will need to be, or where they are, where they'll need to be in terms of their conferences for the SEC and Big 12 for next year?
They're both in the middle of the pack of their two conferences, with Minnesota going 4-4 in the Big Ten, Syracuse going 4-4 in the ACC. It really is, for both teams, a great test here at the end of the year. One of the teams will walk out a champion, but really for us, the focus on the experience is from the time the teams arrive here in Houston, they have the opportunity to participate in the Rodeo Bowl out at George Ranch, which was rated by Sports Illustrated as the best bowl week event in college football. They get a chance to go over to DePelchin Children's Centers and interact with the kids that the game benefits so significantly. We have a team lunch. Then, of course, it goes on to game day, where we will turn our attention to their alumni and their fan bases to entertain them here at Reliant Stadium in hopes that everybody, it's all a building process. You have to earn your credibility. You have to earn your stripes. So we know every time we do bowl week, we do game day, we want people walking away telling others how great the experience was.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that, and I think it's a phenomenal thing, and I'm really glad that the Houston Texans, I guess, are the primary sponsor for it.
Well, we put the energy behind it. Bob McNair has been very clear about our community connection from the start of the franchise, a desire to be involved with the game of football from professional to peewee and everywhere in the middle. And so this looked like a great opportunity for us to make a difference, and fortunately we've been successful to date.
Yeah, I worked with a group, if you ever get to mention it to Bob, he'll know it, called the Free Enterprise Education Center, and I was the executive director of that when he was the chairman of that, and I got to tell you, Bob McNair, if people had any idea how invested he gets in wherever he lives, it would literally blow their minds. That guy is one of the most invested people wherever he is, and including the Carolinas, where he came from. He gives substantial support. He doesn't forget where he came from, from where he came from. And he's just an incredible story. He's a guy that has had faced bankruptcy before, trying to become a successful business person. Never gave up, determined, not born with a silver spoon, very high integrity. I personally consider him one of the finest owners in the NFL.
Well, yeah, and when you look at the success of an NFL franchise, it comes down to a couple of things. The quality of the local market. And Houston's been a robust economy ever since we've arrived here in Houston. One of the great economic successes in America. You have to have a great stadium, and we're very proud of Reliant Stadium and the experience we can provide here for Texans games and for other events like the Texas Bowl. But you also have to have a great owner who's in it to win, of course. And as we talk about our imperative, win championships, create memorable experiences for people, and do great things for our community. And if we do those three things, well, you're going to win and you're going to lose, but you can always create great experiences. You can always embrace your community. And that I think that's very meaningful, and probably a reason why we've sold out every game we've ever played. We have a 20,000-plus wait list. We have great sponsors, supporters of the team that have remained with us through good and bad, and hopefully will be a long-term success in the National Football League, as well as the things we do off the field, like like the Texas Bowl.
Yeah, and just in your engagement with the community. I mean, Texans are everywhere engaging with their community, helping nonprofits, winners on and off the field, and I think that reflects the values of your owner. Thanks so much, Jamey. Do you remind your people they're supposed to be sending me tickets? I'm looking forward to promoting this event coming up really quick, and so we need those tickets ASAP. But thanks so much for spending time with me. Jamey Rootes, I enjoyed it very much.
Kevin, good to be with you. Thanks for your support. We'll keep doing great things for Houston.
You bet. And again, you can learn more about them. TheTexasBowl.com. TheTexasBowl.com. When we come back, much more for you. I do want to remind you, best content here shows up over there at USDailyReview.com. And this is The Price of Business.
With a special alert for the nation. Here come the hits, the bangs, the blocks, and the spikes. Cause all my rowdy friends drop in on Monday night. Let it fly.